I see. They will see my grandkids.
I think so.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's school board meeting. Today is Monday, September 8th, 2025 at 6:30. The time is now 6:31. So welcome everybody here in attendance and those viewing online. I'm going to call this meeting to order. The agenda has been duly posted for a regular meeting of the Alice ISD Board of Trustees to be held at the Alice ISD Administration Building, Boardroom 2, Crowley Trail, Alice, Texas 78332. And at this time, we're going to call roll. The announcement of this meeting has been duly posted under section 551.043 of the Texas Government Code. Present at today's meeting is Dr. Alicia Trujillo, myself, Jennifer Barrera, Mr. Herman Ariano, Vice President, Mr. Ciro Zamora, Secretary, Mr. Adrian Peña, Trustee, Ms. Debbie Guerra, Trustee, Mr. Cody Reeves, Trustee, and Mr. Lee Ramon. So at this time, we do have a quorum. Next on the agenda is a pledge of allegiance to the United States flag and the Texas flag in a moment of silence. Dr. Trujillo.
This evening, we have the honor of having the National Honor Society officers for Warehams Middle School that will be leading us in the pledges. We have President Sophia Perez, Vice President Candace Espinosa, Treasurer Jackson Escobar, and Secretary Troy Rodriguez. They're all 8th graders, and we are ready.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Sophia is a proud daughter of Michael and Grace Perez. Candace is a proud daughter of Sierra and Jeanette Ramirez and Nick Espinosa. Jackson Escobar is the proud son of Lori Gilpatrick and David Escobar. And Troy Rodriguez is a proud son of Trey and Audrey Rodriguez. So thank you again, students, for leading us in our pledges.
Thank you, and I wish you all a wonderful school year. On to item number 4, to recommend the approving of the board minutes for the budget workshop on August 7th, 2025, the special call board meeting on August 7th, 2025, the regular board meeting on August 11th, 2025, the public hearing for the 2025-2026 tax roll and tax rate, and the special call board meeting for August 29th of 2025. At this time, do I hear an approval?
Motion to approve all the minutes.
Thank you. We have a motion by Mr. Ciro Zamora. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second by Ms. Guerra. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. On to item number 5 of the agenda, the public comment. Before moving on to public comment, just for new laws that became effective on September 1st of 2025, we need to do an actual roll call of the votes. So I myself, Jennifer Barrera, voted in favor. Mr. Herman Ariano?
Aye.
Mr. Ciro Zamora?
Aye.
Mr. Peña?
Aye.
Ms. Guerra?
Aye.
Mr. Reeves?
Aye.
And Mr. Ramon?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes. Is that the correct way?
Yes, I'm so
Okay, well, we're all gonna learn
It's gonna
tonight.
take so long.
And you might be here a little 10 minutes longer, so bear with us. On to item number 6, and thank you to Ms. Hall for reminding us.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, item number 5, the public comment. Audience participation at a board meeting is limited to the portion of the meeting designated to receive public comment in accordance with the board policy BED local. At all other times during a board meeting, the audience shall not enter into discussion or debate on matters being considered by the board, unless requested by the presiding officer. If the speaker is seeking board resolution of a specific complaint, that concern should be addressed through the district's grievance process and policy. At regular board meetings, the board shall permit public comment regardless of whether the topic is an item on the agenda posted with notice of the meeting. Public comment shall occur at the beginning of the meeting. Individuals who wish to participate in the portion of the meeting designated for public comment shall sign up with the presiding officer or designee before the meeting begins, as specified in the board's procedures on public comment, and shall indicate the agenda item or topic which they wish to address to the board. Except as permitted by board policy BED local and the board's procedures on public comment, an individual's comments to the board shall not exceed 3 minutes per meeting. When necessary for effective meeting management or to accommodate large numbers of individuals wishing to address the board, the presiding officer may adjust public comment procedures in accordance with BED local, including establishing an overall time limit for public comment and adjusting the time allotted to each speaker. However, no individual shall be given less than 1 minute to make comments. At this time, the public comment sheet has 2 names. We'll go with the first one, Ms. Cassandra Salinas, who's going to speak regarding an incident at AHS. Ms. Salinas, I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes. Let me know when you're ready, and do you want to have a warning? Like a 30-second warning? Oh, and since this is related to students, you cannot use student names
Unless it's your own child.
unless it's your own child. Thank you, Ms. Hall. Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Good evening, my name is Cassandra Salinas, and I'm here tonight as a deeply concerned parent of a student attending Alice High School. The reason for my concern and for speaking before you this evening is simple and straightforward. Earlier today, I learned through Facebook that a threat had been made against Alice High School by a student. While I fully understand that incidents like this require a degree of confidentiality and sensitivity, I also strongly believe that parents should be the first to be notified before any public statements are made or any responses are given to the media. To be clear, I'm not asking for detailed confidential information. A brief message stating that a situation occurred, it was addressed, and there's no ongoing threat would have been sufficient. Just something to reassure us that our children are safe. I'm not a parent who usually raises concerns about every campus hold or precautionary measure, but this situation was different. Regardless of whether it was a credible threat or not, the media presented it as one. And because we as parents weren't notified ahead of time, many of us found out in the most alarming way possible. This led to shock, panic, confusion, and even anger, emotions that could have been avoided with simple, timely communication. So tonight, I'm asking you, the board and administration, to please review and improve the communication policies, procedures, and protocols for situations like this moving forward. Parents deserve to be informed directly and as soon as possible when potential threats arise, and those responsible for issuing notifications should be held accountable to make it a top priority. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Salinas, for addressing your concern. Individual number 2, Ms. Sierra Tobias. Is she present? Okay. We don't have what subject you're going to address, but.
I thought it was a sign-in, I'm so sorry.
Okay. Other than that, there's no one else who has signed up for public comment. On to item number 6 on the agenda, the superintendent's report. Dr. Trevino.
Yes, good evening, members of the audience, school board members. Just want to share real quick our enrollment counts. Currently, we have 4,266 students enrolled at Alice ISD. last year we peaked in December with 4,342 students. So we're shy of 76 students, but again, last year we peaked in December. Teacher attendance continues to be a priority. We are having a few more teacher absences this year at the same time compared to last year. We have had 282 teacher absences since the start of the year. We are trying to put incentives in place, just like we do for the students, with the staff as well. No one can do the job of a teacher, and we're really trying to encourage everyone to be at school. And the end of the 6 weeks is fast approaching. Believe it or not, on September the 19th, we would have already finished our first 6 weeks, which is next Friday. So we're getting ready with UIL and looking at student performance with the no pass, no play, and ensuring that our students are successful the first 6 weeks of school, trying to close gaps as much as possible. We also have listed on the agenda the purchasing of 240 tutoring credits for 69 licenses. We do have teachers under the District of Innovation, and so beginning in the following school year, teachers need to be completely certified in order to continue working as classroom teachers. That's throughout the state. And so currently we have 69. Well, that was a couple of weeks ago. But after Ms. Vivianeda and the HR department met with the staff, we already have 7 teachers that have met certification requirements. So we're down to 62. We're hoping that this purchasing of these tutoring licenses will help more teachers be successful with their assessments. So we're excited that we're able to provide that for our teachers. It's not necessarily an action item because the cost of this is a little over just $2,000, so it doesn't run where it's over 30. Nonetheless, we just wanted to make sure that you all were aware that we are trying to support the teachers and providing them also time after school to work on those. Next, we have recognitions, and I'd like to invite to the podium Mr. Americo Perez, the director of our Fine Arts programs, to recognize some of our amazing students.
Madam President, Mrs. Mayor, our Division Superintendent of School, Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, parents. On behalf of the Fine Arts Department of AISD, it is my pleasure to recognize our Spirit Division on their wonderful accomplishments they had this past summer at their camps. So I'd like to call to the podium our cheer coaches, Ms. Jessica Cantu and Mrs. Audrey Rodriguez.
Okay, so our cheer team is really big, so I'm gonna have them come in first. That might be easier than calling them out one by one, and then I'll call them out once they're up here, so girls can come in. We have our JV team and our varsity squad here. They did an amazing job at camp. They attended an NCAA cheer camp in Galveston at the end of July, where they were with over 700 cheerleaders, probably it is the biggest NCAA camp in Texas. And they competed at the highest levels and received many, many recognitions. So after I called them out individually, I will definitely acknowledge them for their special awards. So for some of my girls also, this is a lot of them, but I have a lot of volleyball players and a lot of band girls, so we are missing some. Natasha Gonzalez, who I believe is at bands. Alice Alinas. Chloe Molina. Haley Cruz. Janelle Garcia. Maria Cantu. Cameron Gonzalez. Maybe still volleyball. Leandra Rodriguez. Michaela Aldama. Peyton Acuna. Elisa Longoria. Isabella Vasquez. Sofia Cortez. Destiny Rodriguez. Payson Trajo. Tiffany Plasencia. Billy Peña. Genesis Gonzalez. Ava Ramirez. Jasmine Guerra. There's some more. Avon Castillo. Angela Garcia. Sophie Gonzalez. Serenity Hernandez. Alizea Martinez. Jackie Martinez. Coco Montevais. April Munoz. Madison Pacheco. Madison Padron. Mia Rubalcaba. Sorry, our managers are in there, but my managers did not go to camp. Savannah Solano. Kira Thomas. Peyton Timmons. Trinity Torres. Jordan Trafton. Annie Valadez. Okay, this is your 2025-2026 Alice Coyote Cheer Program as a whole. And now we're gonna talk about a little bit what they did at camp. So if I say your name, just gonna step forward to be recognized. There was lots of whole team things that happened and a lot of individual awards that occurred as well. Neither one of my mascots are here today. They're both in band, but I do want to acknowledge them. They were both awarded the title of the NCAA Best Mascots of 2025. They both earned All-American Mascot Awards. Janessa Cardona received the Pennant Ford Award. Janessa also received the Leadership Award, and Janessa was also offered a spot to apply to be an NCAA staff member, which she was also then invited to perform in the Citrus Bowl, which she will be attending on the New Year. On New Year's Eve, she will be performing in the Citrus Bowl, whatever teams those are playing at that time in Florida. So she's going to Florida over the Christmas break. Talk about our JV team. If you're on JV, please come forward a little bit in front of the bunch. This is our JV squad. They received their NFHS squad credentialing. They earned the Stay Safe Award. They earned all Spirit Sticks on all 4 days. And then we have our All-American cheerleaders. We have Ella Salinas, Chloe Molina, Cami Cortez, Kaylee Cruz, Janelle Garcia, Maria Cantu, and Cameron Gonzalez as All-American cheerleaders. And Cami Cortez also was a Pennant Ford recipient. And next up, our varsity, step forward a little bit. They also received their NFHS squad credentialing, the Stay Safe Award, Spirit Stick all 4 days. We had Pennant Ford recipients, Leandra Rodriguez, Michaela Aldama. They also earned the top team situational chant. We have All-American cheerleaders, Peyton Acuna, Calisa Longoria, Isabella Vasquez, Sofia Cortez, Krista Garza, Destiny Rodriguez, Payson Trejo, Tiffany Plasencia, Michaela Aldama, Millie Peña, and Genesis Gonzalez. A very special award, which I'll talk about what this award did for us in a second. Sofia Cortez, our captain, earned the Individual Leadership Award, which is only given to those captains who go above and beyond and show great leadership values. And then we have some of our seniors. If you step forward, if you're a senior, or these seniors, Sofia Cortez, Michaela Adama, and Krista Garza. They were also asked by NCAA staff and offered a position to be a staff next summer. Now, as a whole cheer program, which is why they're all here, they received the St. Jude's Spirit Stick, which means every single one of them participated in a St. Jude's letter form, which is their philanthropy, to be able to send out letters and just get donations so that St. Jude's can remain pretty much free for all of their patients. We had our leaders in training, which are our captains, Sofia Cortez, Michaela Aldama, Calisa Longoria, Ava Ramirez, and Jasmine Guerra. And the biggest award that you can earn at any NCAA camp is called the NCAA Spirit Award Megaphone, which is literally a megaphone that they give to that top team. This award is voted on by other teams that they felt had the most genuine spirit and exemplified the utmost sportsmanship at camp. There were 37 teams in attendance and over 700 cheerleaders. So as a program, this is the highest award we could have earned at camp. And last but not least, because they earned the Mega Award and because Sophia earned the Leadership Award, our captains and seniors were invited to a leadership gala that they will be attending in November, which is the first time we've ever been invited to something like that, to something leadership-wise. So we're extremely proud of them. They work really hard. I've been with the program for 9 years, and every single year, I always feel like they can't top the year before, and every single year, they never cease to amaze us. We're extremely proud of them. Thank you, girls.
Congratulations.
Good job. Good job. That's awesome. What's this?
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm not gonna shake your hands because I don't want to make you sick. Congratulations. You're better.
Great job.
Thank you.
I don't want to ever be sick. You're reporting from you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. There's a lot of them. Congratulations. Congrats. Hard work.
Thank you, Mr. Pettis. And thank you, ladies, coaches, y'all did great too. We appreciate you, Ms. Cantu and Ms. Rodriguez, for, I know it's a lot of time away from your families as well to get the girls ready, so thank you. And thank you to the parents that are also sacrificing as our kids continue to excel in everything that they do. So thank you again for that.
Madam President, Ms. Barrera, Superintendent of Schools, Board of Trustees, parents, and guests, at this time, our financial department, we'd love to recognize in our dance division, our outside schools rugby team for their great performances this past summer at camp at their HTE camp, and I had to call to the podium their coach, Mrs. Michelle Martin.
Good evening. We are honored to recognize members of the Alice High School Strutters Dance Team for their outstanding accomplishments at the 2025 HGE Team Camp this summer. These dancers represent Alice ISD with pride and earned several prestigious individual awards. Among their recognitions were Monster Motivator, an award that was chosen by their camp staff for those who consistently demonstrated leadership, motivation, and kindness throughout camp to all dancers and staff members. Others excelled in auditions for Grand Prix Leaps and Grand Prix Turns, which is like an improv leaps and turns division. And then it also advanced through multiple competitive rounds. Several also auditioned for the Kick Academy and Dance Academy, learning advanced routines the morning of and auditioning that same night and being selected for their elite performance groups. These dancers have been now invited to perform with their HTE academies in Hawaii this upcoming spring. We are extremely proud of their dedication, leadership, and excellence of the team. At this time, we would like to recognize each strutter for their individual awards. The first one is Delby Ramirez. She's not here tonight, but she got Grand Prix Leaps, Kick Academy, and Dance Academy at the summer camp. Next one is Chloe Trevino. She got Grand Prix Leaps at the 2025 summer camp. Next is Exady Bella. She also got the Kick Academy winner at the 2025 summer camp. Next, we have Gabrielle Wright. She got Grand Prix Turns, Monster Motivator, Kick Academy winner, Dance Academy winner at the 2025 HE Dance Camp. Next, we have Jazz Andrejo for Monster Motivators at the 2025 HE Dance Camp. Next, we have Elizabeth Garcia. She got Monster Motivators, Kick Academy winner at the 2025 HE Dance Camp. Next, we have Hannah Martinez for Monster Motivators at the Cactus Summit. And next, we have Abigail De Leon for Kick Academy winner at the 2025 HE Dance Camp. Super proud of these ladies for working hard all throughout the summer, returning every year, and adding the dedication and legacy for the upcoming teams in the future. So, good job, guys.
Sorry. Oh. You're good, you're good. I'm good.
Congratulations, I don't want to shake your hands because I don't want to get you sick. Really impressed. Great job.
Congratulations. 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 Great job.
Thank you, Ms. Morton, also for your dedication to our students and continuously wanting them to improve. We know that it takes time away from your family to just receive with the little ones. I don't know if you all were able to tell, but a lot of our kids are in multiple programs. So they're in band and they're in cheer and they're in, the color guard. So we're able to have our students perform in multiple extracurriculars. So I want to thank the band director, the coaches for sharing students, because we know that it's a give and take. And so our kids are given those opportunities because staff is able to work with them and work around their schedule. So thank you, parents, again, for allowing your kids to continue to grow with us academically and athletic-wise and performance through the fine arts. So thank you, board, for supporting them throughout all their extracurricular. Next, we have Ms. Delana Pinches to give us an update officially now that in August when she met, we gave you preliminary, so here we go.
Good evening, board president, members of the board, Dr. Trevino, and members of the audience. Yes, I get to actually do official instead of just projections today. So the state in mid-August did release 24 and 25 accountability ratings. So what you are looking at here is just an overview of the district at the top over the last 3 years, and then each of the campuses over the last 3 years. So just taking a minute to kind of look, you can see that really great shift in colors going from 22-23 to 24-25. One of the things that TEA did release was they said that only 24% of districts, so less than a quarter of the districts, improved a letter grade compared to the previous year. And we were one of those districts going from a C71 to a B80 in that year. There were only 31% or less than a third of the campuses that throughout the state that improved their letter grade compared to 2024. And we did have a couple of those that made that jump as well. And in fact, Ellis High School went from D to a B. So they actually went up 2 letter grades as well. And we are now sitting with primarily Bs there. DuBose has gone 2 years in a row with their B. Schaller is on the 3rd B year. That was very, very close. It was an 89. We actually had a projection of 89, but we're doing a little prayer that when the state cleaned it up, but we know where they're going to be next year. There's no doubt on that. Science and Schaller, Science jumped from 78 to 88. Noonan turned around their trajectory from 22-23 to 23-24. They actually had a little drop and they switched that around and they're now headed the other direction to take off for this next year. WAMS is up 72 years ago to 77 now. So all the way around you can see improvement in each of the campuses in the district as a whole.
Thank you, principals.
Yes, for sure. That is a very hardworking bunch of people. There is no doubt about that. We'll look at each campus's breakdown individually in just a little bit. But first, I want to share some information related to distinction designations. So when we finally got some information released from the state after a couple of years, one of the things that came with it was information on distinction designations. There are 6 possible distinctions that an elementary can earn, 7 possible distinctions for middle school and high school, and then there's 1 possible distinction that can be earned by the district as a whole. You can see that list there of those, and you can see we have quite a few of those that our campuses earned. Academic achievement in RLA, we had 3 campuses that earned that. Academic achievement in math, 3 campuses. Alice High School got academic achievement in science. Top 25% comparative academic growth, we had 2 campuses. Top 25% comparative closing the gaps, 3 campuses. And post-secondary readiness, 3 campuses. Looking at each of these, the distinction designations, they're based on performance on certain indicators as compared to a group of comparable campuses that the state assigns. So I'm going to show you just kind of 2 examples of 2 different types so you can see where these come from. The first example I'm going to show you has to do with how we get the top 25% distinctions, and then I'll show you one that kind of shows where the other distinctions come from. So the example that we have right here is what the state provides to show how Science Elementary in particular got the top 25% comparative closing the gaps. What you see there is the list of 40 comparable campuses that the state has assigned for science. So every one of our campuses has a different set of comparables. Out of these 40, they then look at the top 25%, that top quartile. And the score that they have there where it says CTG raw score, it's their closing the gap score from accountability. Then they have the bold there for those top 10 who are the top 25. And as long as your campus fits in there with that top 10, you get that top 25% distinction. You will notice that at the very top where the yellow arrow is, Science actually tied with the highest score out of all 40 comparable schools. So they not only got the top 25%, in this particular case, they were actually at the top.
And DuBose is number 6, so.
Yes, and this compare, yeah, so Alice got a couple of them snuck on there, yes. So that's how these top 25% distinctions work. So wherever you see a campus that got a top 25% distinction, it means that on that particular indicator, they were there in the top. Then a different type of indicator, here's an example, and this is how the other distinctions work. This example is Shallert's evaluation for their distinction in academic achievement and math. So in the different distinctions, they have indicators. So in this case, for academic achievement and math, attendance rate is an indicator, accelerated student learning in math. So what that is students that did not pass previously, they didn't hit approaches or better on their prior year assessment. How did they do the next year? And then grade 3, 4, and 5, and these are distinctions. So this is dealing with master's performance, master's level performance, the highest level. And so you can see where it says quartile, and there's those 4 that are green, and they say Q1. So what that means is in each of those indicators, when they have that comparable list like you just saw, in this particular case, Shallert landed in with that top 25%. And so they got a Q1 for that indicator. At the very bottom, it says distinction target elementary 50% or higher. What that means is if you are in quartile 1 for more than half of the indicators, you earn the distinction. So in this case, they beat the 50% of the indicators. They actually had 4 out of 5, so they had 80% of the indicators. We dug into this for everybody and really took a look at it. There's a lot of really interesting information that came out of looking into these for all the different campuses. There's places where you saw highlights of things that you said, oh, you know, that's really working. There's other places where it kind of highlights, ooh, maybe that's something we could work on. There's even an example of that here because the other one is a quartile 3. So then you look and you go, well, what is that? And is that something that we can work on? And so in this particular case, it was students who didn't pass before, like I said, and then did they pass the next year? And so then this highlights, okay, well, that's an area where we have an opportunity to provide some more support to that particular group of students so that they can perform better in the future. So by looking at these different pieces of data, we're able to highlight, you know, strengths and also see some opportunities for growth that we might not otherwise. In tracking distinctions across the last 4-year period, total campus distinction earned. So there's 38 possible, the 6 at each elementary and then 7 at junior high and high school. In 2022, we earned a total of 3 campus distinctions. 23, it was 8, then it went to 13, and this year we were at 15. The next line is total campus indicators in quartile 1. They give us a summary of all the indicators that they looked at. And you can kind of count up how many were we in the top quarter on. There's 94 possible out of all the campuses. In 2022, we were in that top 25% for 14 indicators. Then it went to 20. Last year, well, 24 was 33, and then 25 was 40. And then finally, in working toward the one thing you can get as a district, which is post-secondary readiness distinction, there's 17 possible distinctions. In 2022, the district was at quartile 1 in none of them. In 23, it went up to 3, then 6, then 8. We need 10 to get the distinction. So you know what we want to go over next year so that we can get the district distinction as well. Any questions about distinctions? Okay. Then we're going to look just real quick at the breakdown for the district and then each campus. And so it's just a quick, screenshot of including each of the different dimensions so you can, or domains, so that you can get a look at that. This was the overall district. It aligned very closely with the projection that we showed. Main difference was that closing the gaps, I think we had a 77 and it came in as 76. And then that impacted the overall from 81 to 80, but we have the B for the district. This is Alice High School. The very top line overall, that's their overall rating, so they're overall 80, which just keeping in mind that last year that overall rating was a 67. The other area that I wanted to highlight on this one was the very bottom domain, closing the gaps. The scale score is a 73, which is a C. 2 years ago in 22-23, that was a 57, which was an F. So it's come a long way. And you also see there are 2 distinctions that they earned at the bottom. Okay, WAMs, we have a movement overall from last year at 72. So they went from the low C to that high C, really approaching the B. And you will notice that there is also now a B that's been added in relative performance. And so we're seeing the growth there. DuBois, one thing that was interesting here, in 22-23, their overall was at a 67. And in that year, the rating where you see the letters going down, every single one of them was a D. And now they're almost all Bs. And they had 3 distinctions at the bottom.
Question, and just to be clear,
Yes, I'll go back.
each campus has the distinctions, those are the ones that are available? So like
Yes.
here.
So elementary, there's 6 possible distinctions.
The ones that are here, and I noticed the high school has
7.
7.
Yes, the difference is that middle school and high school, they test social studies. So they have a 4th academic distinction, which is available.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in this case, DuBois, they got 3 out of the 6 possible distinctions from their campus. Okay, Noonan, as we mentioned, had a nice turn of trajectory this year, turning it around and heading back up again. Science is another one that if you look at the ratings all the way down, last year their overall was a 78, and last year those rating letters were C's all the way down. And we now have almost all B's, and you will notice that an A is on there, and that is that 92, including the gaps where they were on the top of their comparables that you saw. And they had 5 out of 6 possible distinctions. Signs, and the next one, Schallert, you'll see the only distinction that they did not earn was science. That's the 5th grade science area where we are pushing hard on that. Want to see that distinction next year.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I'm looking, going back to science, so they have the student achievement, that's the one that's not highlighted. They were at 76, so what more or less is a numerical score that they need to get in order to achieve that?
So it is coming from, or you mean overall?
Yeah, so like the scale score.
So their component score is a 48. So what that 48 means, and then it scales to the 76.
Right.
Okay, so what the 48 means is out of all the possible points they could have gotten for star performance, so they get 1 point for approaches, 1 point for meets, 1 point for masters. So every test, there's 3 possible points. And so what that's saying is that they got 48% of the possible points they could have gotten there. And then the way the state scales that is that scales to a 76, which is a C.
Okay.
Yes.
And then that would be the same answer for Schallert to boost them to get the academic achievement. It's just a matter of points.
As far as the, are you looking at that number up on the top?
I think you're looking at.
We're not talking about the distinctions, right? I want to.
Student performance.
Student performance, okay, yes. So on this one, when you see star performance, you see how theirs is a 55 raw.
Right.
So they got over half of the possible points. That scaled to the 83, that's why that's higher than the other one. So the more, the better the students are performing on their star, and the more that are moving to meets and masters, which is where, of course, that we want them to be, because meets is meets grade level or better, the higher that component score is going to be. If everyone got masters that took the test, that would be 100.
Okay.
So, and then there's a scaling formula that gives them the scale score.
But the principals have already evaluated what they need to do to move to the next level.
Yeah, we put
They
it
know
into
they've already
a.
put the numbers to it, the names of kids, They're all shaking their heads saying, we know what we need to do. And so, yeah, it's been very, our meeting last week with them was very specific on what we need to do to move to the next letter grade.
And actually, even more specific than that, because that student achievement, that STAR performance, that turns around and ties into when you see under school progress where it says relative performance, you actually take that exact same number from the STAR performance, but scale it based on economically disadvantaged. So it's like comparable performance. So that same value, like in this case, that 55%, that then turns and scales into the other one as well. And you'll notice with that consideration, it's now a 90 or an A. So they've actually looked at it all the way down to the economically disadvantaged percentage for their particular campus and working backwards, where the goals are. Yeah.
So are they trying to prove that if you can improve economically disadvantaged kids, you're doing a better job than the rest of the state, or what does that mean?
The state has just made they basically have a chart where you're going comparable groups. They're comparing you to comparable groups. So students who may be facing some challenges that some other students may not have, or lacking resources that some other students may not have, it's a way to even the playing field in the ratings and not necessarily just be looking straight across, with everybody. So the STAR performance, that one, same all the way across. And then the relative performance, the state is trying to take into account all the resources that might be available to the children at in a particular area and adjusting for that.
But as far as teaching, we don't care whether they're economically.
As far as teaching, we are going to try to do the very best we can to bring every single student, no matter where they come in, whether, whatever their background is, whatever their ability level is, they need to leave us stronger than they came.
Totally.
Everybody.
And that is to be commended to our teachers and principals.
And in the end, it just naturally, then comes out. But absolutely, every student that walks in the door, it's somebody's baby.
Yep.
Okay, and I think the last one was Shallert here. And on Shallert, what I did want to point out was this was the first year that they have now cleared out that there's not a single seat anywhere, and they have pulled in the A, and it is so close. It was, you start talking about rounding going the wrong way when it's this close kind of thing. So.
Go, Keller.
Yeah. I highly encourage anyone who is interested in finding out more about Alice ISD, about the schools, about performance, to visit texasschools.gov. It is public. It is an incredibly user-friendly site. It is already updated by the state with the new information. You can look at profiles for the district and for the state, for the campuses. You can look at performance, like the kinds of things we were just talking about. You can look at finance, all kinds of things are available in here. So I highly recommend that for families, everybody. You can look up any district or school in the state that you want. It doesn't just have to be here. So that's an important piece of information.
Should put that in a link at our website.
Yes, Deidre was working on that today, getting a link up there of that. It's actually in the CNI, under the CNI tab. And she was gonna put this screenshot actually, and then the information for the link. Any other questions with regard to the accountability? Okay, I'm gonna wrap up with the House Bill 3 goals and yearly targets. This House Bill 3 does require districts to set 5-year goals and then yearly targets toward reaching that final goal. And last year in September, we presented the newest 5-year plan. And so my job today is just to give you the annual update on that. And so that is related to performance in early childhood literacy, specifically third grade reading, early childhood math, specifically third grade math, and college career and military readiness. So this was the goal that we had last year for early childhood literacy, that the percent of third grade students that score at meets grade level or above, so that would be meets or masters, these numbers do not include approaches, will increase from 45%, which was the baseline at the time, to 60% by June 29. So we set these goals for the 5 years to get to that point by then. We did achieve 54% of third graders at meets or higher on reading. So we did surpass the 2025 step that we were shooting for there. And then the second piece of each of these goals is the closing the gaps, where it's broken down by student group. And for each of the student groups, you will also see that at the bottom it's a gold color, those are state targets. So the first one says current target, and that's the current state target. The next interim target, which is the very bottom row, is where the state wants everyone to be by 27-28.
And so just so everyone is clear on these, the state wants everybody to be right now at 39%. Alice ISD was at 51%.
Yes.
For 27-28, the target for the state is 49. Again, we're already even surpassing that one.
Correct. So in this particular goal, we passed what we hoped for 2025 as far as our goal for each year, and we have already passed both the current and next state target. On the special education area, we did have an increase from 26 to 28%. We fell a little bit short of our 30% goal, so we want to keep pushing for that to get where we want to be by 2029. But we are already over the state target, the current target, and continuing to work toward the long term. Economically disadvantaged, same thing, 52%. So we are well past what our 2025 goal was, and again, beyond the next interim target at this point. Continuously enrolled is a number that has not been, that piece has not been released. I'll be able to get that with the taper, so you'll notice it says pending. So I'm sort of lagging a year on that piece of data. The next goal had to do with math. It was the percent of third grade students that score at meets grade level or above, again, meets or above on STAR math. And our goal for meets or above was, it's a big one over the 5 years, to go from 38% where we were to 60% by June 2029. The way that was stepped out is right here. And we did surpass the 2025 goal we set. We set a goal of 42% and we hit 47%, which is actually where we were hoping to be by 26. On the demographic breakdowns for the Hispanic subgroup, our goal for this year was 44%, and we did hit 45%, and we are beyond the current target. Special education, we remained about where we were, and we're a little shy of our goal. We are beyond that current target, but definitely looking into putting some additional supports in place and trying to make sure that we're hitting the goals we want to hit for all groups of our students. Economically disadvantaged, we hit 44%, which was beyond the 40% goal, and we are beyond our current target. And finally, for college career and military readiness, the goal was to increase from the 47% that we have had to 96% by August 2029. This is one that lags by graduating class. So the 2025 was the class of 2024. We had been running an estimate of 90% on that. Once the state cleaned that all up, it came out to 89. So we were kind of right there at that goal. And then the way the student groups break down, just first of all, off the bat, before looking at anything else, in every area, we are well beyond even the 27-28 target. Our Hispanic target, we were looking at that 90%. Again, with the data cleanup from the state, that came up a little short at 88%. Our special ed group, we set a high goal of 100% and it came in at 86. It's well beyond the next target, but still, we really want to push toward the highest levels. Economically disadvantaged, again, above our 2025, and in this case, because it lags, we do have the continuously enrolled numbers, and that is also above where it needs to be. So that would be our annual update on our 5-year goals. Any questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're continuing to go for the 8th. I promise you that everything that the principals do on a daily basis at the central office is ensure that we are having the resources that the students need and that need to reach the goal. So thank you for your support there. Leanna Vasquez is going to give a quick update on student services.
Good evening, members of the board president, Dr. Monica, members of the audience. Tonight, I want to share with you the attendance and the enrollment for the school district. But before I start sharing the August attendance, I just want to give you a quick background on our attendance for the district. So in 23-24, we ended as a district at 91%. Last school year in 24-25, we ended at 92.91%. And before you see these numbers, our goal for this year is to hit 94-95% or above. So let me start sharing those numbers. I bring with excitement our August campus attendance. So if you look at the high school compared to last year and this year for the month of August, high school's already hit that 94.20% in just August. William Adams Middle School, they're 94.65%. They did go down a little bit, but they're still above that 94%. Newton Elementary is at 95.93%. Science is at 96.90%. Shallard at 96.64%, and DuBose at 95.82%. Now, with all those campuses, I'm going to tell you that we are above our 94% in August, so we are at a great start just in the month of August. Moving forward for our August district attendance, last year we were at 95.07%, and this year at 95.28%, which is a 0.21% increase. We still, again, as a district, we're still holding strong, and we are still above that 94%. So we are headed in the right direction. For our monthly attendance revenue loss analysis, for the month of August last year, we lost $103,967.11. For this school year, in the month of August, we've lost $97,208.22. So we've saved $6,758.89 so far, and that's just August. Moving on to enrollment. If you look at the enrollment numbers, now what I did here is I compared it to October 2024 snapshot. So what that means is for that month of October, so TA gives us a date and tells us, it's going to be the last Friday in October. So any students enrolled from the first day until the last Friday in October goes in what they call a snapshot. So in this case, you're going to see on that column an October 2024 snapshot for each of those different campuses, that's where we are sitting at as far as enrollment. If you look at as of September 4th, this is where we're currently at. So at the high school, we are currently at 1,220. We're at a 75 difference for those students. WAM's 975, we gained 42 more students right now this school year. Noonan, there are 506, 17 students less. At Science, there are 462, 9 students less. At Shallard, they're at 634, they're at 42 students more. At DuBose, they're at 469, 14 students less. And for the district, we are at 4,266, which is 31 students less. Now, even based on this enrollment and giving you the attendance data, we still are on the right track because these students are still coming to school. I mean, we're all at that 94% or above. So I just wanted to share this information with you and let you know that AISD is on their way. Do you have any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
On, so the kids that are leaving the other elementaries, are they going to Shallard? Are they
It
transferring?
comes out to 40 kids. I just did the math.
Are they transferring or?
Well, a lot of them are, some of them are transfers and some are already on that campus, but yes, a lot of them are transfers.
So are we doing anything to limit that? Because you want to look at numbers and,
We
you
are,
know, as far as facilities and making sure that the numbers in each classroom are, you know, stay at a low number.
And we are looking at those on a daily basis. We did have to add a couple of teachers at some of the schools to lower their numbers. But we do look at those. I mean, as far as facilities, we're still good.
Right, because that takes like a big account into like STAR testing too. You want to look at class sizes, you want to look at like making sure that we even the playing field, you know what I mean? Like we're not, you know, we don't have a bunch of kids where teachers are overloaded with kids when they really should be at another campus, you
So
know?
we're looking at that daily, every single day, and we're making sure that we're in compliance with the 22-1 from the kinder to fourth grade. Pre-K is 30. There's no number, but the fifth grade, there's a 30-1. So right now, we're in
None of the
compliance.
school.
I called them, yeah, we're not. So I do call every single principal, and just to make sure we are in compliance to level out, and then we have also have got another teacher over at Shouter to help out. So we are looking
And I
at that
get
on a
it.
daily
Sometimes
basis.
you have to approve transfers. I mean, it could be for a number of reasons, legal reasons. But really and truthfully, we need to be looking at those addresses and making sure that they're in the right zone where they should be.
I have a question. As far as the 75 students that are no longer enrolled at the high school, do we know, have we contacted those families to see?
So right now at the high school, we're looking at 30 students that we have as leavers. Those are no-shows. They didn't come in. Half of those are going into the flex program.
Okay,
So the other half, they're still locating. And we do have till the school start window of September 26th. But they are, like I said, they're doing home visits or trying to find these kids to get them back into school.
and then some of those 75 just went to different districts and transcripts have been sent and stuff. Okay, thank you.
Yes, we only have, I think, as of this morning, 26
26, sorry.
no-shows that we're trying to find. Social workers are going out there, you know, talking to neighbors, trying to find out, you know, where they're at. And I think Wham's had 8. So yeah, we're looking for those kids. But yes, some just left the district.
And all the elementaries are 0.
Right.
Not wrong. Yeah, we have no, then that did not show. Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Do we have any questions from Melissa on the revenues and expenditures or the quarterly report? If not, I'd like to invite Michael up to the podium to give us a quick update on maintenance and operations, and then Tim is going to give us an update on the stadium.
Madam President, Dr. Radio Board, audience, thank you for your time. So I'll start off my maintenance operations report with addressing district-wide AC issues. Our district maintenance AC techs are actively working to ensure optimal performance and reliability across all HVAC systems. District-wide, 2 techs provide preventive maintenance PM services to a total of 538 units throughout the district, which include air handling units, fan coil units, rooftop units, and outdoor units. To highlight the scope and the effort, the high school alone, just to put in perspective, has 146 units. So at a residential area, you usually change out a filter, you know, every 3 to 4 months, depending on how dirty they get. Filters are being switched out bi-weekly to monthly there at the high school. So that's a lot of filters throughout the high school for 146 units. WAMS has 113 units there, and district-wide from May to 25 to date, we have replaced 10 old units with new. We're currently waiting, and it's already been ordered, signed, is waiting one for room 311, and central office is waiting one for the north hallway. So those are on order already. Our continued focus on preventive maintenance plays a critical role in minimizing system failures and improving indoor air quality and maintaining a comfortable learning environment across the district. Going to transportation, we're fully operational at our new location, 1300 East Main, and we're currently in the process of relocating our fuel tanks and propane tanks to the new site. I need to get in contact with the Railroad Commission in order to regulate the transport or transfer of the propane tank, because they regulate the entire, from moving it from this location over, even to where they're gonna put it there at the new location. And we'll be downsizing the one we currently have, because we only have 2 buses that use propane and 1 forklift. The team continues to organize daily in between their bus routes to support the transition. In addition, we are upgrading facility with Alice Independent School District signage and painting to enhance its appearance and functionality. The school fence wraps, hats off to my partner over there, Mr. Kim Kubala. He's been in contact with Mr. Chansey, and a status update on that. For Noonan and Dubose, they're ready to go. We're just waiting for WAMs, and in order to have a one cost for shipping, that's the reason we're waiting for the Noonan and Dubose. And for Charlotte Elementary, I just want to recognize and I want to thank, very blessed with a team, Mr. Max, Gilbert, Robert, David, Eddie, Kevin, Rubio, and Jesse for the Charlotte project. You know, it was a big job, and these guys went in there, and along with Custodio, Rosa, Delia, Mireya, and Robert, and of course with the support of Dr. Galvan, they were very instrumental in getting that in a timely manner based on that project and its magnitude. So I want to thank you all. I also want to thank the teachers, and it was obviously a community, because the teachers' families also came to support even on the weekends to get those classrooms ready and functional.
Yes, thank you.
Any questions?
If not, Tim, the floor is yours. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Good evening, people of the audience, the board members, Dr. Trevino. I'm Tim Glinzer. I'm with Jacobs, project manager for the new football stadium. I'm here to give y'all a little progress update on the stadium. We'll start, we're about 15% complete on it. Move on to next slide. So this last time I kind of gave an overview of the whole entire job site. Back to that one. That one right there. So kind of what I explained last time is that was the south concession down here. In the middle of those 2 buildings, which you can't see my pointer, is the press box. North of that is the north concession. And then above that, where our job trailer is, that pad right there is the field house. Over here is the visitors concession. And then this is the visitor stand. And then up here in the front will be the home bleachers. And then obviously in the middle is the football field. So when I'm kind of explaining everything, what's going on, that's essentially where we're at with that. That's kind of more of a overview of everything. Again, field house, we got the press box right in the middle of those 2 buildings, and then visitors down here, field, so on and so forth. So we'll start with building A, which is the south concession stand, which is the one that's south of the press box. The electrical underground is complete. The plumbing underground is complete and was backfilled today. The structural footings that go below the actual structural foundation of the building, those are being excavated as of now. We're getting ready to get those poured in place. So that's an update on building A, which is south concession. This is the press box, which the pier drilling, it's complete. Elevator pit excavation and waterproofing has since been complete. The electrical underground has been completed. The press box, the elevator pit reinforcing steel and forms has started. Looking to pour that here pretty soon. And then the plumbing underground is ongoing over at the press box, which there isn't a whole lot with the press box. Moving on to the north concession, which is building C. As you can kind of tell, the trend is, north concession, press box, South concession is, we'll go to the field house and then visitors concession. Plumbing underground for building C is complete. The structural footings have been complete. They were poured last week. Grade beam excavation is complete. As you can see, they got form boards set up for the grade beams. Grade beam steel is ongoing, so they're dropping steel down in there. Grade beams are set to be poured Wednesday of this week, and then our foundation pour is set for 9/17 on that building C. Moving on to field house, electrical underground is complete. Obviously, the building pad is complete with that, so the dirt work is complete over there. As soon as they get done with the plumbing underground at the press box, they'll move over to the field house. So that's kind of ongoing. And then the visitors concession, the underground electrical is should start this week to get that stuff in the ground. And then we'll move on to site, which the AEP transformer pad has been since formed up, and they should tie steel for that in inspection with AEP before that is poured to release the transformer for the site. Earthwork, field event pads are complete, which is over there where they have shot put and long jump and all that good stuff. The track excavation is complete. So now we're bringing in building materials. So if you see white dirt out there just piled up on the middle of the field, that's the infill for the track surface. So that's that for earthwork. Site utilities, the 8-inch fire line, which everything pretty much runs in front of the press box, home south concession side. The 8-inch fire line has begun. They're probably 10% on that. The 4-inch water line, they're all three right in line with each other. 4-inch water line's begun, and then the dry line has also begun with that. And that's all I have. Y'all have any questions, concerns?
Still looking at first week of May.
We're pushing for that. That's our goal. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, I like you.
And if they're giving you a thumbs up, Nicole.
You good?
Yes, sir, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Cabana, you want to come up to do a quick presentation on safety?
Good evening, Board President, Dr. Community Superintendent, Board Trustees, members of the audience. I'd like to provide you with a safety and security update. Texas State Safety Center review, the review cycle for the 25-26 multi-hazard emergency operation plan, which is the EOP, including the active threat school annex, open on September 2nd. And the submission deadline is October 2nd, so we're working on that. Personnel update. We're pleased to report that the third security guard has been hired, William Adams. His first day was September 2nd. I want to thank the board for approving this additional security position, which furthers the strength and commitment to the campus safety. Campus safety drills and door checks and continue to ensure the campus conducts and requires their safety drills, doing their door checks, ensuring that they're entering into their door check app and logging into their binders for accountability. Still waiting on TEA to show up, so we're on the clock. Safety Watch platform, going around just verifying that all staff members are correctly logging into their Safety Watch. Cell phone update, the HP 1481. I want to give you a quick update on this. Noonan, Bose, Signs, Shallard Elementary, they've had no issues reporting for cell phones. It hasn't picked up yet. William Adams, from August 11th through September 5th, phones picked up have been minimum, an average less than 3 to 4 a week. Dallas High School, week 1, August 11th through the 15th, 13 phones were picked up, all first offense. Week 2, August 18th to the 22nd, 25 were picked up. 24 of them were their first offense, one's was a second offense. Week 3, August 24th to 29th, 16 were picked up, all first offense. There was 2 second offense. Week 4, September 2nd through the 5th, 16 were picked up, 25 first offense, 1 second offense. And that's 20? 16. The Alice High School maintains a running spreadsheet to track first, second, and third, along with the other, with documentations and parent conferences. So I'm on a running total because I can see how many they pick up per day and the parents picking up on that day. And they haven't had any issues with parents coming to pick up. Thank you for your support.
Can you read me the week 4 numbers again?
Week 4 was 16 phones picked up. 15 of them were.
Oh, 15, okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah, that's not a second. Thank you.
Kim, is there anything in the update, the legislative update that's gonna change that we're gonna have to do? Do you know?
With safety, sir?
With safety. Cause I had a guy go with shields to my office. To show him off, and he said something about by 2026 on campus, we're gonna need a power watch.
Yes, that body armor thing,
shield,
yeah,
So I'll look into that.
yeah.
I have a card there, I'll give it to you in a second, so you can look at it.
And
There
just
were a
to keep
couple of
one
things
per
that they had to
campus,
get.
correct?
Yeah, one per campus.
Because we have a safe in each campus has their own safe.
Next year, not this year, or next year, and it's that and like a pickaxe or something, I don't know, you needed a couple of
For the
things,
door.
something, yeah, I don't know what's more.
Thank you, sir. Do we have any questions? I know Mr. Bettis was already up here, and I know he went back because they're practicing. It's a short week. They're performing on Thursday. And so I know Coach is out there too, but do you have any questions for Coach Whitner? All right, thank you. That's it, Madam President, with the superintendent.
Thank you, Dr. Trevino. On to item number 6J, the recess, the 5 to 10 minute recess. The time is now 7:47 and we'll take a short recess / restroom break.
I could tell.
So I got like recess.
Yes.
Lightweight,
7:58, and we're back from our brief recess. On to item number 7 of the agenda, the consent agenda. All items under the consent agenda are acted upon by one motion. Upon a board member's request, any item on the consent agenda shall be moved to the action portion of the regular agenda. All items on the consent agenda have been posted. So 7A is recommend approval of the following general function items. And 7B to recommend the approval of the following bond items. At this time, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as posted?
That we approve the consent agendas as posted.
Thank you. We have a motion by Ms. Guerra. Is there a second? And a second by Mr. Adriano. Is there any discussion? And to, I guess, figure out how we're gonna do the vote, I guess I'll individually ask each person how we vote, or however the board is more comfortable. Or we could just do it the way we did it the first time, and then we do one by one.
Just, yeah, just don't call for a total vote, I just call for an individual vote.
Okay, so at this time, Mr. Ariano?
Aye.
Mr. Zamora?
Aye.
Mr. Peña?
Aye.
Ms. Guerra?
Aye.
Mr. Reeves?
Aye.
Mr. Ramon?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Item passes. On to item 8, the action items, Dr. Trevino.
The first action item is consideration and possible action for contracted vision services between AISD and Melissa Gregory for the 25-2026 school year for approximately $50,000. This contract is to meet our students' IEPs that are identified special ed. In order for us to be in compliance, we recommend the contracted services be approved.
Is there a motion at this time?
Question. It's an hourly rate, but the 50,000, is that just like the budget or
Right, for the year.
for the year?
Just so we will only pay as required, right? Not to exceed the 50,000.
I'll make a motion to approve item 8A as read.
Do we have a motion by Mr. Peña
I'll second.
and a second by Mr. Zamora? Any discussion? To the vote, Mr. Ayala?
Aye.
Mr. Zamora?
Second.
Mr. Peña?
Aye.
Mrs. Guerra?
Aye.
Mr. Reeves?
Aye.
Mr. Ramon?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
8B is consideration and possible action to purchase cybersecurity and identity protection services through Bloom and Insight for the 2025 through 2028 school years for a total of $295,760.13. Based on the recommendation from our IT department, this particular application is to filter the websites so students are not able to get into inappropriate websites and to monitor all kinds of websites that people are logging into. It's transitioning, and this particular cybersecurity protection services integrates with more applications. So it's kind of an upgrade based on what the IT department shared with me of what we currently have. So we do need to have cybersecurity. This is the particular application that the IT department is recommending.
I have a question. Was this service bid out or is this through an interlocal participation agreement?
We partner with E-Rate. We have a consultant that helps us out with the bidding process. So yes, it did go out to, I think, 4 different vendors. So yes, it was bid out.
Okay, and does this coverage have a limit of liability in case of, like if they get into your personal account, some kind of, credit recovery for your personal credit rating if they get
Yes, I believe so. I believe there is some, as far as how much that I'm not aware of, but yes, there is.
And is there exclusions for certain events?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
So the reason I'm asking is we currently have cyber coverage under our liability policy. Is this more along the lines, as Dr. Trevino said, for websites that the kids can get into?
Actually, this is basically three different components. So the first one is identity authentication. So right now we use Clever as our go-to. So this is going to be an upgrade to something called ClassLink. And basically it's a one login service. So basically the students and the staff would only have to access one platform rather than having to remember several usernames and several passwords. So that's one part of it. Then we also have the firewall that's also going to be part of this project.
Okay.
So there's different components to this.
So, and why a 3-year contract? I get really nervous about signing 3-year contracts because I just don't like promising taxpayer money for 3 years that we still don't have.
Right. And we get a better deal. Of course, like you mentioned, it is a risk, but it is something that looking at the 1 year versus the 3 year, we were going to look at, significant savings.
Is this a 3-year contract allowable under?
I haven't even looked at this, Adrian. I wasn't asked to. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
and the total price there, the $295, $716.13, that is the cost of the total project. However, E-rate is going to help out with more than half of that, so they'll cover the $164,725. So the district itself is only paying the $130,990 for the 3 years. So that'll be our portion, so it's less than half of what we're.
So, and let me ask it in a different way. Do you know if it covers, if there is a laundering of money from one of our accounts, say from one of the banks that we use or one of the funds that we use in Melissa's general funding plan, does it cover that in any way, shape, or form?
That I wouldn't know. That would be.
Because if we're gonna pay $130,000, I'd really like to have a little bit more than, well, it's, for web stuff for the kids, but I'll leave that up to the rest of the board members unless they believe that it's good to go at this point. For Dr. Trevino, I'll value your opinion if you've researched it enough.
Like the scope of the project, the services. Is that what you're asking, Mr. Trevino?
What's that?
Like, as far as we're paying about $130,000 over the course of 3 years for these particular services, and it's like a menu of everything we're getting.
Right. Because right now, the firewall that we currently have is 10 years old. And just to keep up with the demands and, security risks that we face today, it's long overdue for the firewall.
You're asking if it'll protect like our accounts.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Does it? I mean, I understand the web security for kids getting into sites that they shouldn't.
Right.
But what I'm asking specifically is that does it cover financial losses as well?
You're talking about if we were to get hit, would it?
Like a phishing attack.
Right.
That all of a sudden, it should have gone to Weaver and Jacobs and it went to Weaver and Johnson.
Correct.
And
then
we're out
they ransom it, right?
Yeah, or they ransom your information from your student information.
Or they lock you out of it.
Or they lock you out of it. Yeah, ransomware, they steal money, all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm asking about.
We'd have to take a closer look to make sure that I couldn't tell you right now that's.
I would be really interested to see exactly what it covers. And I would like to see, if it does cover that, what kind of limit of liability, because it's not going to be an open checkbook. If you get hit on the financial side, they're not going to say, oh, we got hit 2 million, well, here's your check. But again, I don't know if this covers all that, or is it more a firewall for students not getting into?
Yeah, I take care of that.
That's just my opinion.
No, I understand.
And I don't mind, I think it's a good idea to have it, but I would sure like to have a little more information. Are we dead set that does it have to be today? Or
Does it have to be, or when does that expire?
Well, again, it's part of the E-rate project, so we are in a pretty tight deadline of this week, actually.
Do you have the
on whose deadline, theirs or ours?
E-rate.
Because
Right.
E-rate
We have
pays
to-
over 50%.
Yes, ma'am. In order to take advantage of that savings, then we have to make sure that it was taken care of for the end of the week.
Year up, 3 years.
It's
We're not even less service.
I have a question.
3 years, so if I,
Since we're
let's say by 3,
inquiry,
we're paying the whole 43,000.
do you have a question? Oh. Do you want to ask a question? No? Okay. I had a question real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't mean to interrupt, I didn't realize y'all were discussing that. But as far as my question is concerned, so you said that we had a consultant
Yes, ma'am, with the
advise
service
us
center.
as to what package is best for our
Yes,
district.
we looked at several different packages and that was the one that we agreed on.
Okay, and so which consultants did we use to assist us in making this recommendation?
This is through the service center, Chris Harris.
Okay. Thank you.
And is this like a new company or are other districts using this?
No, well, specifically the class link that you're,
No, the
Lumen
Insight or.
no, these are, one of them we've done business with in the past. Insight, Bloom would be a new vendor that we work with.
And the $130,990.93, that's over time, right?
3
That's
years.
not,
Yes,
that's,
that'll cover the whole 3 years.
and that's not, it's gonna be stretched out over 3 years.
That'll
We
be one
pay the
time. That'll be
100.
one time, yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Does anyone else have any questions or comments?
Is there a way to give authority to the superintendent to take a look at those issues and let her negotiate and or give the final recommendation?
Sure. We would have to amend a motion.
Yeah.
If there's going to be a motion made
Because
by
he-
one member.
Because Mr. Garcia said, when was the deadline, Mr. Garcia?
The end of this week.
Friday?
Friday. Dr. Trevino, would you mind doing that for us?
No, of course, I can do that.
Okay, so Mr. Bennett, you're going to make a motion for Dr. Trevino on her.
So, or Dr. Trevino,
Authority.
authority to
for
enter into
final
the contract.
authorization, right, on the to review the contract and exactly what it's covering. And maybe even get a copy of the recommendation of the consultant that we used.
Absolutely.
And then she'll have the authority to approve
Approve
that
the
contract
130.
on her own.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So is there a second? There's a second by Mr. Ramon. And then to take the vote, Mr. Ariano?
And this is to, say it again, for
So we're going to
the superintendent to move forward with,
make the
getting the information
decision on her own.
okay.
Just
So-
giving her authority.
Okay, so let's be real clear, since we are amending action items, right, with a deadline that have to be approved by the board. So just for purposes of approval, the motion is made by Mr. Peña that he is going to recommend that we as a board give Dr. Trevino authority to approve this contract on her own if it meets the concerns and satisfies the district requirements as far as cybersecurity, cost, what exactly that covers. And she agrees with the consultant's recommendation. Is that more or less what you said?
Right.
Okay. And then we have a second by Mr. Damore. Okay. So now we're voting on this amended action item.
I'm okay with, aye.
Aye. Okay. Mr. Zamora?
Aye.
Mr. Peña?
Aye.
Mrs. Guerra? Aye. Mr. Reeves?
Aye.
Mr. Damon? And myself, aye. Great, it passes. That was sticky.
Sorry about all that.
No,
You're good. I just wanted to make sure that,
Valid concern.
yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
The next item is consideration and possible action for the Education Service Center Region 2 program and service agreement. So this is just a partnership between AISD and the Regional Service Center to support our staff with any professional development, resources that they can help us with throughout the year. So it's just continuing that partnership because we got it in the past as well.
How many years have we had that service? Forever and ever?
That's our partner, that, through TA, there are, I guess, the middle person between TA and the districts. And so it's just working with them, and we go to trainings and meetings, and then they provide support as well.
Very important.
Is there a motion at this time?
Make a motion that we approve the Education Service Center Region 2 Programs and Service Agreement for the 25-26 school year.
Second.
Thank you. So we have a motion by Ms. Guerra, second by Ms. Simona. Is there any discussion? Mr. Ariano, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Simona? Mr. Peña?
Aye.
Mrs. Guerra?
Aye.
Mr. Reed?
Aye.
Mr. Ramon? And I'm myself vote aye. Passes.
The next item is consideration and possible action of revisions to the 2025-2026 Alice High School course listing catalog. And so in the early spring, we'll approve the course catalog for the 25-26 school year. But at that time, our JROTC program was under the direction of the Air Force. We want to make that correction because it is now under the direction of the Army. And then we also like to add additional programs of study, such as cybersecurity, the AP computer science class, and the practicum of informational technology. So we just like to add another CTE course of study, giving kids the opportunity. Cybersecurity is huge. The AP computer science gives them college credit, and obviously the practicum gives them internships out in the community. This is a field of study that we're excited to be able to provide our kids because it is getting them ready for the workforce that is dealing with technology. So we just like to update it with the JROTC being Army and adding this cybersecurity program of study.
Dr. Trevino. Is there a motion?
I'll make a
We
motion
have
to revise the course catalog as presented.
Thank you. We have a motion by Mr. Zamora
I'll second.
and a second by Mr. Reeves. Is there any discussion? No? Mr. Ariano?
Aye.
Mr. Zamora? Mr. Peña?
Aye.
Mrs. Guerra? Aye. Mr. Reeves?
Aye.
Mr. Ramon?
Aye.
Myself, aye. Motion passes.
The next item is discussion and possible action to rescind and revise the District of Innovation approved on August 29th of 2025. So the way the item was written, Alice ISD did not intend to revise the current DOI. The intent was just to update it or amend it based on new legislation. And so, and the requirements for that. So we needed to bring it back because the verbiage was not correct. It said revised instead of amend. And that's what we want to rescind that and then go and approve it.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to rescind the revised DOI approved on August 29th, 2025.
Thank you. We have a motion by Mr. Zamora
I'll second.
and a second by Mr. Ariano. Is there any discussion? Mr. Ariano?
Aye.
Mr. Zamora?
Aye.
Mr. Peña?
Aye.
Mrs. Guerra?
Aye.
Mr. Reeves?
Aye.
And Mr. Ramon?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
The last action item is discussion and possible action to amend the current District of Innovation Plan. And I will have Ms. Viviana share those amendments.
Okay, this is short.
Well, thank you. Good afternoon, Madam Board President Trevino and members of the board and audience. We're gonna amend the DOI, all right? And first of all, okay, the initial DOI, Alice ISD DOI plan started in 2018 to 2023. But we're currently right now running it from 2023 to 2028. And just to give you a little history about what DOI is that during the 84th Texas legislative session, House Bill 1842 was passed in order to provide more local control in certain areas. House Bill 1842 allows a traditional public school to utilize the exemptions in the Texas Education Code, which is the TEC, that charter schools currently are entitled to claim. Alice ISD felt that this was an opportunity for our local district to create a plan based on the needs of our students and our community that could remain in effect for up to 5 years. The plan can be amended during its term in order to accommodate other areas of innovation if a need presents itself. We did take the DOI plan over to DEIC, which is known as the District Educational Improvement Committee, on August 26, 2025. The following exemptions are being recommended for addition. We are asking for the Schools Library Advisory Council, which is also called the SLAC, the acquisition of library materials, the instructional plan district website, and the parent grievance process. We are asking for the removal of two, which are the campus behavior coordinator and the ejection of individuals from facilities. On the local schools library advisory council, we are requesting an exemption due to the fact that we feel real good that we already have a very strong committee, okay, of experts in our district. They are ensuring that we are in compliance with the library policies that we have in place. So they're very strong. We're real good about that. On the acquisition of library materials, we are also requesting an exemption that we already have a robust board-approved policies that govern the acquisition of library materials. On the instructional plan for district websites, we are requesting an exemption because as of right now, the district website is very user-friendly, where our parents can click on the links that are available to see the course catalogs that are available on our website and see the course descriptions that are being offered and the TEKs that cover all subject areas. I know Ms. Tuncha has done a wonderful job with that. On the parent grievance procedures, we are requesting an exemption. Our policy is very clear, very precise. The policies that are already in place, and we do have the grievance forms that are available to each and every one of our parents in our district, and they're easily, where they can access online or even just come to central office. The two exceptions that I spoke about earlier were the campus behavior coordinator and the ejection of individuals from facilities. What we're gonna be doing is just going back and following the current codes. So on the campus behavior coordinator, the current code clearly states that it requires that a person on each campus be designated to serve as the campus behavior coordinator. And the current code for the ejection of individuals from facilities is that the district may maintain a record of each verbal warning of potential removal of school facilities, and also that the district shall provide to the person written information explaining the appeal process. And those are the amendments that we're asking for our DOI plan. Okay, any questions? Thank you. Thank you so much.
This time, do we have a motion of the amendment to the district elimination?
I'll make a motion to amend the current district of innovation plan.
Thank you. We have a motion by Mr. Ariano. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second.
And a second by Mr. Peña. Is there any discussion? Favor, Mr. Ariano?
Aye.
Mr. Zamora? Mr. Peña?
Aye.
Mrs. Guerra?
Aye.
Mr. Reeves?
Aye.
Mr. Ramon? Myself, aye. Motion passes.
Bless
On now to item number 9 on the agenda, the closed or executive meeting or session called in accordance with the following provisions set forth in the Texas Government Code. 9A, Texas Government Code Section 551.074, Personnel Matters. 9A1, Presentation, Acceptance, and Approval of new hires. 9A2, Presentation, Acceptance, and Approval of retirements. 9A3, Presentation, Acceptance, and Approval of resignations. 9A4, Personnel, Update regarding investigation, new hires, retires, and resignations. 9B, Texas Government Code Section 551.071, Legal Matters Board Attorney Advice, and 551.074, Personnel. The time is now 8:24, and we are now in executive session. Jeez. 8, and we are back from executive session. So the board has now reconvened and will take action on the necessary items to close our executive session. Item number 11 on the agenda, announcement and action items. 11A, consideration and possible action of new hires, that was information only. 11B, consideration and possible action of retirements, information only. 11C, consideration and possible action of resignations.
I move that we accept the resignation of Dr. T. Bridges as discussed in closed session.
Thank you. We have a motion by Mr. Zamora. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second by Mr. Ramon. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, Mr. Ariano. Mr. Zamora?
Aye.
Mr. Peña?
Aye.
Mr. Guerra? Aye. Mr. Reed?
Aye.
And Mr. Ramon? Aye. And myself, aye. Motion passes. On to item 11D, discussion and possible action of ongoing investigations. That was informational item only. And on to item 12, to adjourn. It's now 9:09 and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
You're gonna get great at saying everybody's first, like last names
Yeah.
perfectly.
So I think I want to do, let's vote, all in favor, and then I'm gonna go down 1, 2, 3, because then I'll be like, I don't want to do Herman.
Poor Herman, he's gonna be on the spot every time.
I think you would say,
Yeah.
all in favor, Mr. Ariano.
Mr. Ramona.
I think that's.
They're in a. We could get them quicker. And then their names all.